Transitioning in 3, 2, 1. Good luck.
Alrighty, we are good to go, Snowy.
Alright, sounds good. Hi, I'm snowymoogle. I am your runner tonight for Lightmatter any percent NMG, or no major glitches. Are we ready to go?
Yeah, whenever you want to start, we can get started.
Okay, I'll just give a countdown, and we'll go on 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go! So this is Lightmatter. It is a first-person last year in 2020. It is a lot of avoiding shadows. A lot it's the end of quite possible. Right now. Once we get one time here is kind of try is low, but hardly to here.
If so, I have just evacuated your tour guide. Don't panic. Now, your inability to follow evacuation orders is truly astounding, but I need you to pay attention. First off, walk through that door. Excellent. You have already exceeded my expectations. Wait, it's dark in there. You might trip. Let me light your path. The door requires 2 people to reopen. Proceed to my security manager's office. Now I presume you know how buttons work. Impressive. If you continue like this, I might just hire you to mop the floor. Now scurry along, and you will reach the elevator to the exit. It's simple. I know it's difficult not to stare at the scientific wonder that is Lightmatter, but the launch event is over. Don't worry, my facility is sturdy. Get to the elevator. Excellent. The elevator will take you directly to our outpost. When you get there, journalists will immediately try to put words in your mouth. But stand strong and tell them that Virgil, the CEO of Lightmatter Technologies, saved your life and that the side effects are under control. Goodbye.
Snowy, does look like we're having a little bit of technical difficulties, so if you'd be able to pause really quickly, we can try to figure out what's going on.
Oh, is it robot voice?
It's not robot voice, it's robot screen.
Oh, interesting. That's a new one.
You gotta have the it's never happened before.
Okay, no, it's I think I might know the issue. I normally normally just because like there's a lot of keyboard clicks in this game, I normally put RTX voice on. And usually it should be fine for this game. But this game is just like a little bit more intensive on my PC. So I think it should be fine now.
Yeah,
Normally,
actually, butting in here, it seemed to just stop right when you stopped playing. Sorry.
Oh. Okay.
I wonder if it's like a bitrate thing or what's happening.
I'm not sure. Usually it's like when running this game it is like RTX voice, but that usually messes up my voice and not the game itself. I'm not like too sure well like a screen issue might be. I could turn it off. It unfortunately would mean like a lot of keyboard clicks for the run, but I would assume would fix it. We can try it out at least.
If that fixes it, it's probably worth it.
Yeah, it's usually it only messes up my voice, but that's weird. Sorry about that.
No,
Oh, you're good.
Yeah,
things happen.
if
we
we are
understand.
if we are good to keep going, should we continue?
P, is you ready on timer?
I'm ready on timer.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, let's go.
Okay. 5,
Hopefully.
4, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, sorry for the hiccup. Ooh, unpausing right as the elevator stops working. This is another, I've never seen that before, so hopefully we'll find our way out of the facility properly. And with that, we get our title card. There it is. And now we actually get into like the real meat and potatoes of the run, where there is like actually solving these puzzles that again based around a lot of avoiding shadows and using specific light sources to create safe pathways to the end of the level. Now Virgil's gonna try and chime in here and let us know to avoid the dark matter. There actually is technically with this game's lore, it's technically not shadows, it's a special like thing called dark matter. But they basically function as the same thing in this game. So we're going to wait for this light to appear here, and we're going to jump. And we have these 2 safe platforms to take us to the end. Now, level 4 is going to be our first big like puzzle skip in the game. Now, normally we're supposed to go do a little bit of back and forth and use a button to move a platform. But if we hit the button a few times precisely, we should be able to just like hit it and run across without having to do back and forth. That was closer than I would have liked it to be, but that basically skips the entirety of doing this puzzle. The first, like, 7 or so levels of this game have quite a few skips to basically skip all the kind of, like, tutorial of this game. Right here, we can just jump off this rock and skip going all the way around in that level. There's a lot of jumps in this game. It's just kind of like, this kind of, oh, it just happens you can jump off of this. And you can see that right here, this control panel to my left. Save just a couple seconds. Oh, but that was a close jump. Just saved a little bit of time. And the time that those can save varies depending on the level. We're gonna hit that switch, and that's gonna light our pathway to the end of this level now. And doing this level, well, you want to make sure you don't make any mistakes, because there is a cycle here with the train. It would normally cover up the light and block your pathway, which just means waiting a little bit longer, but luckily that cycle isn't tight. Now, entering level 7, I'm going to do kind of the like biggest reset point, I'd say, in the early game, and that's lamp jump. So it turns out when you place a lamp on a slope, it actually can give you a pretty big jump boost. And I'm going to use that to basically get over the wall we are looking at right now, and skip a bunch of back and forth with placing lamps. So I'm gonna jump up here and... oh no! So the thing is with that platform, you can only jump off of the back part of it. So you kind of have to like back up all the way. And I kind of slipped up a little bit there, but I'm gonna try for it again. Okay, there we go. And that basically skips a whole bunch of placing lamps to make safe pathways, to get more lamps to make more pathways. Another thing to note is lamps, the light they shine in front of them actually doesn't connect to the base of the lamp. So for example, if there is a lamp that is on top of dark matter, you have to like shine another lamp on top of it to be able to grab it.
Hi, I'm interrupting again. It's unfortunately still doing the thing. We're gonna pause the timer again, if you don't mind pausing. I hate to do this to you. We're gonna switch back to intermission. Do not go anywhere, chat. We'll be right back. We'll get this sorted.
Alrighty Alrighty, chat. Again, sit tight. We just have some technical difficulties. The robot overlords are trying to take over, so we're just gonna have to, well, put the robots back in their place. But meanwhile, while that's getting sorted out, I will say, since y'all have been absolutely bonkers with meeting those goals, words are hard, and going over to K already, and it's day 1. I mean, heck, we've decided to open up another bid war. This time, we are heading to Arkham Knight, and you get to choose the skin choice that our wonderful Bats is going to be wearing. And you have 5 options to choose from. You have the Dark Knight 2008 version. You have the default version. You have Batman v Superman from 2016. You have Batman Beyond. And, well, we're gonna find out the old people in chat versus the young people in chat. The 1989 version. I was 4. Sigh. But still, you get to choose what skin our Batman is going to be wearing during Arkham Knight. So, any of those 5 sounds perfect. Put your money in towards one of those donations and make sure you set your donation to the incentive you want. That way we know what it's going to and we don't miss out on any type of bid war or goal. Also, I've seen that Bergie emote in chat a few times. That is the most adorable Kirby I have ever seen. I can't do a Kirby impression to save my life, and I don't care, but heck, that is so cute. So maybe by the power of Bergie, we can figure out these technical difficulties. Meanwhile, let's give a quick shout out to our good friends VGM Con. So Mid-Spring Speedplaying 2021 in partnership with VGM Conline, I love that, is raising money in support of Sweet Relief. Go to donate, you can do the long route and go to www.speedrun.com/VGMCON-MSSF2021/donate. Or, if you like shorthand stuff like me, you can just type !donate, wow, words are hard, in chat. Additionally, Sweet Relief is a 501c3 nonprofit charity, meaning if you live in the United States, your donations may in fact be tax deductible. So if you want to learn more about Sweet Relief, you can head to www.sweetrelief.org. As for a comment in chat, I love this music and I'm enjoying vibing to it and I feel terrible cutting into it, but I'm gonna do it anyway! Alright, so, if you're a speedrunner yourself, like I'm sure many of you are, and you want to actually participate in one of these marathons, we'd love to have you. Runners from all across the globe are encouraged to submit to our online events. And if you're willing and able to come to Minneapolis when we start having in-person marathons again, you can actually take part in our in-person events as well. For more information, join our Discord server by typing !Discord in chat, or just by checking our Twitch bio. And personal bio story here, last year? Was it last year? I don't know, 2020 lasted about 20 years. But yeah, last year we had Mid-Spring Speed Playing 2020, and that was my very first marathon. So yeah, I have Midwest Speed Fest to thank for my, well, jumping into the speedrunning community, which is pretty bonkers. And then they found out they're stuck with me. Oh well, on that chipper note, guess what, everybody? We have figured out the technical issues, we have defeated our robot overlords, and with that, I am going to be heading back over to snowymoogle, and we are going to continue on with Lightmatter. Thanks for sitting tight, and let's get this show on the road, shall we?
Wait about 3 seconds, and then once the transition happens, and then start talking again.
Okay. Sorry for the technical difficulties, everyone. We are back now. It should be much better than it was earlier. I'm basically just gonna restart from the level we were just in. Kind of like as if it's the start of the round, so I'll just recap a little bit. But are we ready to just continue now?
I believe so.
Okay.
I don't want to touch anything.
Do I need to give a countdown, or...?
Sure. Never hurts.
Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, so quick recap. This is Lightmatter, an indie puzzle game from just last year. It revolves a lot around, it's kind of like one long game of the floor is lava, where instead of lava, we'll actually be avoiding a lot of shadows, so a lot of puzzles in this game revolve around using various light sources to create safe pathways. So you can see right there, we can walk in the safe light. You can see in certain areas there is the dark matter. So right there, this lamp over here is in dark matter. And so we're going to shine another lamp onto it so we can safely grab it. And a lot of puzzles in this game just kind of revolve around using these different light sources. These lamps here, they shine a light basically infinite distance in front of them, but can't actually shine a light like directly in front of the lamp. So we want to make sure that if there are cases where lamps are on dark matter, we need to make sure we can safely get them. Now right here, this is kind of the first level where we do it kind of like fully intended, or at least the full, like, kind of full puzzle of this game we do as intended.
Now that I think about it,
And this voice we are listening to right now is Virgil. You'll notice this game shares a lot of similarities with Portal, another first-person platform, or another first-person puzzle game. And Virgil is kind of like our GLaDOS figure, who will talk to us and judge us throughout the entirety of the game. Now here, we gotta make it past that giant crusher there, which is on a cycle, but luckily it is pretty generous.
degradation fell by 37%.
Now, heading into level 10 here, I have to hit this button and wait for this platform to bring this lamp all the way across.
Almost at an end.
And using this lamp, we're going to shine it into another lamp, allowing us to safely grab this lamp. And we're going to shine it in a precise way to create a little spot we can jump on in a second. But before we do that, we're going to place this lamp on there and bring it back. And with the lamp we shined earlier, we can safely jump across here. And now we have access to our first lamp on the other side. And that can shine a light all the way to the end of the level here. Or at least allow us to put this here.
Lightmatter technologies, we treat our inanimate objects
I'm going to let Virgil
with
talk here.
respect, not like those monsters of aperture science.
Yeah, so this game is pretty heavy with a couple Portal references. But this is actually a section where we get to wait for a good, like, 30 seconds at least. So if there's anything to be read off, now is a good time to do so.
I built it up to code.
Sure.
to
I
what
mean,
was
just a
even
reminder,
required of
the Hilux 2 Wayne's Outfit bid war is going to be ending after the end of this run, so Again, black jumpsuit is still beating out indigo jumpsuit with a scarf. So if you want to see the flashy scarf, definitely give your love to that one.
Yes, James, this is Virgil. I need...
We got Virgil here. He's calling his assistant James to open this door here. Oh, yeah, I didn't mention, the button we hit earlier was supposed to create a walkway here to lead us out of the facility, but like the elevator at the start of the run, yeah, we unfortunately can't use that way to get out of here. So we're just going to wait for James to open this door for us. And if we want to save as much time as we want, we're going to wait for the door to kind of like start opening, and we're going to try and jump on it, and we'll land right as, like, oh, okay, I was a little late there. Now you could jump right as that door starts to open, and land right before you would touch dark matter. And yeah, anytime you touch dark matter, I didn't mention it, but it is basically just like a death, and you'd go back to either restart the level or whatever checkpoint. Luckily, a lot of levels do have mid-level checkpoints. This level is just conceptually really interesting. We're using these areas both as, or these platforms like both to navigate across, but they're also creating little sections of dark matter underneath. So we need to be careful of that when we're trying to navigate here. So we're going to bring this lamp over here and wait for this platform to stop and just place it right in there. And we're going to jump over the dark matter and be able to grab that lamp. Oh, another thing I did not mention, we actually can't jump while holding any object in this game, which is the basis for a lot of puzzles. And right here we place that lamp, and it's going to move back and forth and create a very nice pathway that we can use to get to the end of the level here. Now when I enter level 12, I'm gonna hit the pause menu and then click retry, because for whatever reason there's normally a cutscene at the start of level 12, but the retry point is after that cutscene. So right after we enter there, we'll hit retry and skip a pretty lengthy cutscene. Now right here, there's these rails. This is not how you're intended to do this level, but you can kind of just grind across this rail and skip the normal like zigzag you do to get through here. And basically skip that entire level. Now, the rails in this game are a little finicky. Some of them you can grind on there, and some of them you can't. Here we're gonna get introduced to Ellen. She's kind of another person that's like left audio recordings all across the Lightmatter facilities, and we'll see a little bit of her throughout the game. But here we go. We're getting introduced to the fans, and what they'll do is you'll see they can rotate around whenever we hit a button. And that'll also affect the direction that lamps will be facing. So we'll see that quite a bit in a few upcoming puzzles. Now we're going to place this lamp over here, and that'll allow us to take this lamp all the way over here and place it far enough back. That should be good. If there is a small line of dark matter, you actually can walk across it, like I'm going to do right here. Ooh, that might be... okay. That was a little larger than what I liked, but that worked out. It's definitely... The dark matter can be a little bit lenient at times. Now heading into level 14, normally you're supposed to, there's buttons on every side of the fan here. And you're not intended to be on the fan when you hit a button, but it turns out if you are precise enough with your positioning, you can stay on the fan as you hit a button and move with it. And I'm going to do that right here. So hit the button once, and then I'm going to place the lamp here and line myself up. And when we hit that button, we move along with the fan, taking us all the way here. When I place this lamp here, it'll set us up, and the lamp we just placed is actually shining the light to let us go up this slope that would normally be covered in dark matter. And with this lamp, we light our way to the end of this level.
I can't stop Arthur. Nobody believes a man of that status would poison people like that.
And heading into level 15, we're going to get introduced to a new mechanic for puzzles, which is switches that, when you shine light upon them, will activate various doors or platforms. So right here, I'm going to place this lamp up here, and it's going to shine on top of both of those light-sensitive switches. That'll open up both of these doors, allowing us to get to the end of the level here. Now, everything I've actually run up until this point is available in the demo for this game. So if you don't want to check out the game yourself, everything I've done up until this point is available for free. And here we go, we're going to place that lamp in the corner there. We're going to grab it in a sec, but hitting this button to change this elevator, we're going to shine a light up there, and that's going to open the door to the end of the level. And we're going to do a little trick here, so we have to face that light switch to open the door, and then quickly turn that lamp around and jump on it before the door closes and would surround us in dark matter.
Those are the photon power cells. You see,
Now this level is another kind of a lot of back and forth between lamps and creating pathways. And we need to make sure this switch over here is lit up, because that door needs to stay open for us to get to the end of the level. We need to be very careful when picking up this lamp now. Gotta make sure I don't pick it up from in front. So that because whenever you pick up an object, it automatically faces forward. And I think what's intended in that level is the game kind of tricks you. If you grab it right away, the lamp will turn around and you basically have to restart the level. Now level 18 here is kind of can be a pretty tricky one. And so we're going to move this lamp over here, or we're going to shine this light to move the platform and bring this lamp over here. And we're actually going to skip most of this level. I'm going to shine this light kind of through the windows over here, and it'll shine light onto a couple platforms normally covered in dark matter. And that allows us to basically just skip the puzzle. Normally I think you're intended to bring both lamps over to the other side. But we can just do that and skip most of that level. And I'm going to do the same thing right here. We coincidentally have the same skip 2 levels in a row. Shine this light here, and this is probably one of the hardest jumps in the game here. There we go. And jumping right over there, that is definitely a harder jump than it looks. But that skips basically both of those puzzles right there. And right here, normally there'd be a little bit of back and forth. There's this light-sensitive switch on the wall there that brings this elevator up, but we can actually just hop onto the table and use that to pick up a lamp. Picking up lamps is not really height sensitive, so we just kind of abuse that and save like quite a few seconds of going back and forth that you're intended to do there. Now with this lamp here, we're going to shine it across the wall, and that doesn't really do anything right now, but using the lamp we placed here earlier, we're going to shine it against this wall now, and that'll open up the door, and the lamp we have over there is nice and shining our way through. And we have Virgil. He's complaining about his old pal Arthur. They don't really work together anymore. They're not really on great terms. We'll see a little bit of that later. Oh. Heading into level 21 here, there's actually another good chance if there's anything else to be read out. There really isn't too much going on here.
Actually, there is. There is an anonymous donation with no comment, which is no problem, but they have donated $52, so thank you for that amazingly generous donation, because that brings us to a beautifully even $2,100 for the marathon already.
Let's go.
Heck, y'all. Thank you, everybody, for your amazing donations.
Okay, so entering level 22 here now. This is probably the longest level in the game that isn't the final level. And it basically revolves around all these moving platforms that will have lamps on them. And so we're going to place the lamps in specific ways to navigate these rooms, as per usual. And using this lamp here, we can now shine our way to the end of the level. But level 22 is basically like kind of 3 levels in one. But the game just labels it as one level. So instead of the platforms moving back and forth, they actually will rotate throughout this square. And fun fact, this is actually one of the levels in this game that the developers built with Legos, just kind of get an idea for it when they were designing it. So because these platforms are rotating, I'm going to move that first lamp there off of the platform, so that we can keep hitting this button to rotate the platforms, and basically have the space we're standing on be safe, and bring this lamp over here to get to the end of the level. And actually, once again, there's we have a unskippable cutscene here, so there's another chance for anything else that needs to be read out.
I'm not gonna lie, I kind of want to see the Lego version of this level as like a DLC or something, or like some type of skin mod, because that would just sound absolutely amazing.
Yeah, but yeah, this elevator is not actually taking us out of here. This is the 3rd time we're gonna attempt to escape, and it's not gonna work out. But I assure you, the next time we find a way out of the facility, it's going to work. Just trust me.
I'll tell you when
Yeah, totally. Seems legit. That elevator looks safe.
Yeah. And then we have some pink light in the vents here. The pink light is no different from regular light. It's just kind of in the vents. And we got another tape recording from Ellen. But the places we left the lamps when we did the first part of this level actually matters, so we can make this jump right here. If you don't place that lamp properly, sometimes you need to just do a quick readjustment. We basically have to do this puzzle in reverse now. And Virgil's doing something that's apparently gonna kill us all. Doesn't sound great. So now, before I head into level 23, I'm actually going to turn developer commentary on, and this is a speed strat. So, when you're in level 23, there's normally a really long cutscene you'd have just talking with Virgil, and it turns out, for whatever reason, that if you have a dev commentary track playing, it just skips that cutscene. It's like one of the only instances in this game where it does that. So right here, normally you'd wait in this elevator for a long time, but doing that right there is saving just 30 seconds right there. And I unfortunately did not know about that when I first started running this game. But you do that. Normally when you run this game, you'd keep dev commentary on the entire run. And some people like me will just kind of mute it. But for the sake of the marathon, I would like to just kind of show off Virgil and a couple of the other characters today. But with level 24, we're getting introduced to the photon crystal here. And this will create beams of light. So you'll see it's connecting to a mother source. And when it's connected to a mother source, it basically just creates a long beam of light. And while we're holding on to the photon crystal, we can just safely walk across dark matter. So this is going to be used in conjunction with lamps to do puzzles for the rest of the game. And these crystals can also connect to other crystals, like we're doing right here. And I'm going to set this one up here so that when we take this photon crystal up here now, it'll be connected and we'll be able to walk safely across. Another thing is, whenever you notice the beams starting to go red, that means it's really close to a wall or something that is going to break the beam. And it's a very nice indicator because there's a lot of precise placements we're going to be doing for these photon crystals. Like right here, I'm going to bring it forward and wait for it to go a little bit red and just jump back here. And you're not intended to do this room this way, but with this, bring this crystal up here, we can actually connect it to the first photon crystal we placed. I'm going to be very careful not to sever the connections. And there we go. So with that photon crystal there now, we'll now be able to bring this photon crystal to the other side of the room. I'm going to do a small little rail grind right here to save a little bit of time.
I've reached 107% with the core. I achieved critical mass.
And with this crystal, we can just this tiny patch of dark matter at the end that we needed that photon crystal for.
He was so certain that the laws of physics were unbreakable. That is where we differed. Where he saw laws.
And we got Virgil, he's complaining again about Arthur. Nothing really to worry about. Yeah, I'm gonna hit that switch a little bit early so we can catch a ride here earlier. And bring this photon crystal over. Now, placing it down here, I'm gonna place this crystal right here. And this should be alright, and I'm just going to walk right through, because it's going to disconnect from that crystal, but then connect to the mother source. And we're actually going to grind across that rail. And for whatever reason, just even though that rail is covered in dark matter, we can safely walk across it. Unfortunately, not the same case for all rails in this game, but that one lets us skip quite a bit. And here we're going to take this right to the end. That is close. Normally the beams are not that close to being broken. But it still worked out there. Now, there's another really interesting level where a lot of time save in this game actually can just obviously there's minimizing deaths, but there's just kind of being confident in your lamp placements, because small little hesitations can cost you a second here and there. And there's definitely a level where you'll kind of see me just run straight through, because I'm decently confident that these lamp placements are not going to get me killed. So you'll see them get pretty close to breaking, and then just connect to another source right before that first connection breaks. And using this huge beam we created, we can now go to the end of the level.
As my assistant, you'll be the one pulling the lever. When I told James of this,
Here's another level we're going to be skipping about half of it. The first half here we're going to do as intended. So moving this platform across, we will be able to create a beam here, and that will allow us to create a beam to get this lamp over here, or this crystal over here.
need to know what will happen after the temporary shutdown.
And now this photon crystal, I'm going to place it on the very corner there. And the reason for that will be apparent in a second. We're going to bring this platform back so that we can take the second photon crystal across. And with this photon crystal, we're going to bring this beam over to like the very edge. And, oh, okay, that I have never seen that before. The game just kind of ate my jump. How far back did it take me? Okay. Now we're going to try this again. So we're going to take this lamp over here and make this jump. Oh my god. I don't know why this jump is giving me trouble today. Okay, luckily it gave me a better restart point that time. Okay. There we go. Normally that jump isn't too difficult. There's just that little piece of light right there that we can jump on and get across. And then Virgil referencing aperture science, like straight up name dropping it again. Now, this level here has a lot of lamp placements that we're going to be doing. And it kind of revolves around this like kind of back room we have here. We're just going to talk a little bit how Lightmatter can improve plant growth. But what we want to do here is we're going to bring both of these crystals over here, and then we're going to go back outside to open up the door to allow us to take them outside. I'm going to hit that switch there. There's two doors within these little hallways, so there's a lot of back and forth with hitting buttons. So do that there. Place those two there. And there honestly isn't too much going on in this level after now, so if there is anything that needs to be read, it's a pretty good time.
Sure, we actually just opened up another bid war in addition to the Arkham Knight skin choice. This one is specifically for Lost Kingdoms. Within 8 characters, you can name the deck. As long as it stays family friendly, we're good with whatever you want to call it. Again, just keep it at 8 characters. And just put your donation towards that, and that deck name might be yours.
Okay, so all that movement we did was just so that we can bring this crystal over here and take us to the end of the level.
By now you must understand the significance.
Oh. Okay. My game just crashed. Am I still on the call here?
You are still on the call.
Okay. I swear I have like I've run this game for months and I've had technical issues, but it's never straight up crashed.
Do you want me to pause the timer, or do you want me to keep it resuming?
I should be able to get in here pretty quickly. I'm just gonna make sure it's showing up on OBS. Oh my god.
Well,
It's marathon luck at its finest.
Yeah, where were we? We're entering level 30. Okay. Here we go. So, level 30 has the return of the rotating fan platforms. Luckily, don't really have to do any, like, too precise strats. The fan levels we saw earlier actually can be pretty brutal at times. But we're going to bring this crystal over here and just place it on this ledge. And we're going to basically rotate this fan all the way around to bring this crystal over here. And we're going to take it off and then rotate the fan again. And then put it immediately right back on. And rotate the fan. And now it is in a good place for us to make like one really long beam here. With like 3 different connectors to take us to the end of the level.
Alright now, you're getting close to the core, but the quakes are getting... Hold on.
And here we go.
Yes, James?
And this is our,
James, you have
This is how we are gonna escape the facility now. Gotta jump over these fertilizer bottles. Those fertilizer bottles are actually completely solid, and you'll just kind of bump into them. And here we go. This is how we're getting out of the facility finally. It took 4 tries, but we finally found a way. And Virgil's giving us a nice send-off. So we're just gonna go through this walkway, take an elevator out of this facility. Just kidding. Once again, we are not gonna find our way out of the facility. This place is basically being, like, torn down right now. And for whatever reason, in this section right here, I don't know if we, like, hurt our leg or something, we actually do move a tiny bit slower. So we want to get that rail grind right there, save a tiny bit of time. And then heading into level, you're gonna notice we're moving slow right now, and then once level 32 loads in, we just zoom. So level 32 here is another level. We're gonna do very precise photon crystal placements to skip quite a bit of this level. So you can see this beam is almost broken, but almost broken is not broken. So we're gonna place this. Oh, that was close. And then placing this crystal here. There we go. And then you have to be very careful with your movements. You're noticing I'm kind of like going in the, I guess, facing opposite of where I want to move, and just going up, grabbing the lamp, and then moving backwards. Because if you like accidentally move left or right at all, it's very likely you might just accidentally break the chain. Also, doing a quick rail grind right there. For whatever reason, that rail grind, you just move super fast on it.
Makes sense why Virgil's still tinkering with it. Greedy old man.
And now we're gonna move this lamp over here, and we're gonna send that over there. And see, it's gonna move it so that the beam is going right over that light switch. And we're gonna head over to the next level. I'm gonna head into the vents here.
The crystals draw energy from them. They draw energy from us.
Well, learning, maybe Lightmatter isn't the safest thing around. Virgil maybe is not the nicest guy. Maybe we shouldn't have been listening to him for this entire time. Right here, not right now, but there is gonna be a big bright white light coming up soon. So if you are light sensitive, yeah, I will give you the warning to look away. Yeah, so definitely look away right now. The screen is definitely gonna get like really bright. I'm gonna try and like look down or up to like minimize it, but because normally this thing is gonna light up very brightly. But yeah, there isn't really a place we can look at to minimize that. So yeah, look away if you don't want to see that. Yeah, we have quadrupled the power of Lightmatter. For anyone that looked away, it should be safe to look back now. It's kind of overloaded the light. Luckily, this is safe to walk on. This is technically just a shadow and not actual dark matter. And we're just gonna move out of here. Slowly but surely, kind of disobeying Virgil's orders. So he's maybe not the nicest guy around. And making our way into here, we have this level is basically all movement. There's not really any tricks to it. Oh, very nice. I actually skipped a ledge get up animation there. For some ledges like that, there's a small little animation, but if you're jumping at a very precise time, it saves like a little bit less than a second. Now with that beam, we could grab this photon crystal and place it over here. And we're basically just gonna go back and forth within that corridor to create one long beam to the end of the level. So taking this lamp now, bring it to the corner. And bringing this lamp. So now we have it, that crystal is now connected to the mother source, so now we can take this crystal all the way to the end.
I am not impressed.
Now heading into the last main puzzle levels of the game, this is definitely two of, I'd say, the hardest levels in the game casually. But in a speedrun, they aren't too bad. So we're gonna hit the switch, send the crystal mother source to the other side, so that using that lamp to bring this crystal here, we can now connect this beam and bring this crystal all the way over here. And we're not going to use that for another second here. We're going to send the mother source all the way back. And now that that beam is created, we can safely bring this lamp over on to the same platform that the mother source is on. And oh, now we have to. Now we'll take the beam we created, and we can safely get over to the switch here. And with that, we've safely brought the lamp over to the other side. Now it's a little bit more back and forth. Bring that crystal over there, and bring this lamp here. And now entering level 37. Level 37 is probably the hardest level casually, but I honestly don't even remember how to do this level casually now. There is a little trick we're going to do to save quite a bit of time. So this level revolves around these switches that are either on one side or the other, depending on whether or not these light switches are activated. So by doing certain beam placements, we can basically change like which areas of the level we have access to. Now we're going to shine a light over there. That's going to keep this platform over on this side. That's going to allow us to place this lamp here, and that is a good placement. So now we've moved the platform on that side so that we can carry this lamp all the way over here. Now we need to sever the connection to make sure that we can walk across here now, and it just turns out if you are far enough, or if you're holding that crystal far enough away from the platform, the connection will not trigger the switch. So we can move out of here. And now we're going to move into level 38, which is the final level of the run. I don't know how it's looking compared to the estimate due to the technical difficulties earlier, but this level in total actually is like 9 or so minutes. So we're going to wait for the level to load in, and I'm going to hit retry. Like earlier in the run, the retry point for this level is after a pretty lengthy cutscene, but despite skipping that cutscene, we still have like, I'm not joking, like 2 minutes of cutscenes right now. So if anything needs to be read, it is a pretty good time.
I will say, in terms of estimate, underestimate, overestimate, I think if you're at 9 minutes, you're good.
Okay.
Yeah, right now our timer is about 36:40-ish and change, so you're doing pretty good.
Okay, that should be fine.
But otherwise, I love this aesthetic between like Portal meets Mirror's Edge, and like, I've played the demo of this, and it looks fantastic, and you're just blowing this out of the water. So I keep on wanting to like interject and say things, but I'm just fascinated with what you're doing on this. So
yeah, it's a game that just kind of like it turns out we can do this and skip portions of a level. Like it happens to have a lot of very interesting skips.
It just looks so cool.
And Virgil here is talking about how he's gonna leave us here to die, but if we are thirsty, he is willing to turn on the sprinklers, so we should be okay for 21 days.
Well, that's nice of him.
Yeah. And then Ellen's gonna hack into the terminal here. And lets us know that, yeah, we can get to the control room and overload Lightmatter. Yeah, but from entering level 38 to like, or at least like being able to, we're basically just waiting to flip the switch, and that basically happens like 2 minutes into the level. It's definitely really annoying, at least when trying to practice this game, because level 38 is actually, it can be a run killer. And if you ever want to practice this level, you gotta go through all this every time. Though there are theories to how, like, it turns out if you can die in this section, you respawn after the cutscene. So if anyone wants to find out how to do that. Also, I'm going to look into the wall, because there's going to be a bright white flash again, so look away if you are sensitive to that. I think looking at the wall here should be okay. Okay. So, level 38 here. actually has no puzzles. It is all platforming. So this game basically is like a puzzle game for most of it. But then for the last level here, it is just one long platforming section. And they definitely just do a lot of interesting tricks with like where you're able to jump. So we have like fans here that will create certain like rotating platforms of light. We'll see right here, these lights will turn on and off. That light, I don't think you can get to it when you first get here. This level is also very cycle-based. It luckily does not run on any kind of like global cycles, but this level definitely loads in chunks, so how well you do in certain sections will affect how you do in others. And right here, I'm gonna try and make a cycle. There we go. You have to be very precise and jumping early with those like lights that turn on and off if you want to make that cycle. It saves like 10-ish seconds. And you can see this level definitely is not loading in all at once, so there is quite a few frame drops. Right here, another precise cycle I'm going to try and make. So jumping on there right as the light appears, and you can run straight through there without waiting. And because I did that, I can jump straight through here and jump right as this circle is closing. So as these platforms go up and down, these light platforms will shrink and grow bigger, and again, just they do a lot of very interesting things to kind of make these challenges. There's gonna be another big white flash coming up right here, so oh my god. I'm gonna look at here and try to minimize it, because this is actually where we're gonna try and move through after. Okay, should be safe to look now. But because I hit that switch a little bit late, I don't think I'm going to be able to make this cycle up here. I'm going to go for it. Oh, I somehow did not get killed by the dark matter there. So that's actually pretty nice. We're trying to move here. Virgil is going to try and like open these sections up to kind of like enclose us in dark matter. I'll let Virgil talk here. Yeah, so we went from, I skipped over it earlier, but he accused us of being a journalist earlier. And now he's saying we are a spy here, sent in to infiltrate Lightmatter facilities. And this is fan room. When I said level 38 can kind of be a run killer, that is primarily due to the fan room right here. I'm going to be going for a precise jump. The pipes in the middle of the room, there's certain sections of them that you can actually jump off of. And when I say certain sections, I mean it is very precise. So I'm going to wait here for the platforms to move a little bit. Oh my god. I'll go for this a couple times, but if it's looking bad, I'm just going to do the room the intended way. But you can... Oh my god. Okay, I'm going to go for one more try. And if it doesn't work out, we'll do the room the intended way. Oh. Okay, yeah, I'm just going to do the room the intended way. That skip can be very annoying at times. But if you are on PB pace, that is kind of like one of the final points you have to get past. Yeah, normally you'd skip just going all the way around there. But it can be pretty finicky. Yeah, Virgil is very, like set on keeping Lightmatter alive. Another bright flash right here. And this one we don't really have anywhere to look to stop it, unfortunately. Yeah. And I definitely drops a lot of frames on my PC when those bright flashes happen. I think he's gonna try and kill us by just dropping that cargo box. Unfortunately for him, we're just gonna take a detour. Yeah, he's not very happy with what we're doing right now. So he's gonna get on the phone with James, and now he's gonna send James after us. And James is a strong boy, so we're gonna have to watch out for him, but not really. And we're gonna jump onto this ledge here. We're not intended to jump up there, but you can actually, you do get a get up animation which makes it very easy to get onto that ledge. And skip like a couple seconds there. One thing about this game is there isn't really any like health. It is kind of like you are alive or you are dead. So there's no fall damage, so we can just make that jump right there. I'm gonna jump across these, we kind of call these like the spider platforms because they have all the legs, even though it's not exactly 8 legs. I'm gonna go for a kind of precise jump here. When jumping over this platform, I'm gonna try and jump over to this next section as early as possible. And make this jump right here. And that is kind of it for, like tricky jumps in the run. If you get to this point, that's kind of the point where you just, like, take a breather. Here, the run is essentially over. We'll move up. Oh, well, we'll have one quick cycle we're going to try and make at the end here. So jumping early here, so we can make this platform, and then jump over here and jump down this chute. But it turns out, yeah, we fell for Virgil's trap. Yeah, so he's gonna close this gate on us. But it turns out James is gonna come in. Might have seen him for a quick second there. And James is actually gonna smash all the machinery and prevent this from closing. Allow us to make it to the end. So we're able to make it through here. And then time is going to be when I hit the final switch at the end here. Just going to slowly make our way to the end of the hallway. And when we pull the lever, it'll be the end of the run.
Please, I will give you anything. And Arthur, he can have Lightmatter. Just think about what you're throwing away. We can power the world.
Time.
We can save humanity from pollution. We can save humanity.
Jeez.
Okay, that felt, besides the technical difficulties at the start, that overall felt pretty good.
Yeah, and you want technical difficulties. I see a time of 46:33, so
Okay.
really good job.
I'm happy with that, all things considered. Yeah, with that is Lightmatter, any %, no major glitches. If anyone's interested in running this game, as I mentioned earlier, the first, like, or even if you want to just play this game casually, the first 15 levels are free to play on Steam. And then the other, kind of like half-ish of the game, you do have to, it's like $20 to pay for, so pretty cheap. I definitely recommend giving this game a shot, even just casually. And if you do want to speedrun this game, the Lightmatter Discord is linked on the speedrun.com page for this game. And I definitely recommend checking it out, just because the community for this game is just like super warm and welcoming.
But I was reckless for
just a really cool group to be a part of.
Shortcut I took, every moral I compromised.
Like I said, it just looks like a really cool game to run, so you did a fantastic job with it.
Yeah, there's a lot of just like small movements with like moving around with the mouse. There are like quite a few tricky jumps throughout the run. There luckily is no RNG, so if that's something you dislike in your runs, you will be happy with this run here.
Their deaths are on you.
Someone that plays randomizers, I always love games that don't have RNG in them. It's a nice change of pace.
Yeah. I know one of the other runners of this game, Lycos, he's like, yeah, this game has no RNG. And I was like, okay, sign me up.
Well, thanks again to snowymoogle for that awesome any % no major glitches run of Lightmatter. Stay tuned, and we're going to get everything set up for Hylix 2 by RJ.